that summer is coming to a close, school's back in, and football season is here. Tonight, the Florida High Seminoles battle the Port St. Joe Sharks in a preseason jamboree in the season opener for both schools and the television debut of INSIiGHTS Sports High School Game of the Week and on INSIiGHTS.com website and on INSIiGHTS on Facebook. I'm Keith Miles along with the coach Jim Sauls, and tonight from the Florida State University School campus, Mike Hickman Field, it's the Seminoles and the Sharks live from Florida High Field. Coach, it's a hot and humid night, but it's a perfect night for high school football.
It's a perfect night for them to come out and try everything out and see what they got before the first regular season game. It's going to be great.
Well, Coach, these are two outstanding high school programs.
They are.
And I say programs because they have a long history of producing outstanding talent. A lot of these kids that we're going to watch perform tonight are going to make their way onto somebody's college campus.
Somebody's going to have them.
All right, the Seminoles of Florida High coming onto the field. They're decked out tonight in their gold helmets and garnet jerseys with gold numbers and gold pants. And the Sharks from Port St. Joe down there in Gulf County, Coach, decked out in their purple pants and their white jerseys, purple and gold stripes and purple numerals. It look a little bit like the Minnesota Vikings.
They do. They look just like them.
All right, we're going to get started. We're going to see some junior varsity action in the first quarter, and I think the other three quarters we'll be taking a look at the starters from both schools. So here we go as we get started tonight from Mike Hickman Field on the campus of Florida High. Port St. Joe won the toss, and they're going to start off at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. And we're going to try to carry you along with us as the football season has begun. And, boy, that is a good-looking stick by the middle of that Florida High Seminole defensive line. There's no gain on the play. All right, here we go. 2nd down and 10 to go for Port St. Joe. Ball's resting at their own 30-yard line. Man in motion, and they hand it off to him coming around the end. He's got a little running room, turns up field, the 40, 45, and finally bumped out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. And so that is a beautiful 18-yard jet sweep, Coach.
It was a jet sweep all the way. Had quick motion all the way across and let him have it.
Good-looking play by Port St. Joe. It moves the chains, and they have a 1st down and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Feel a little breeze now finally coming through.
Yeah, that breeze feels good up here now.
All right, Port St. Joe with a 1st and 10 from their own 48, and that same receiver goes in motion. This time they give it to the fullback. There's a fumble on the play, and there he is, number 14 to pick it up. He got a lot of chase from Florida High, and they're going to tackle him back at about the 36-yard line. But that little number 14, Coach, is somebody good. We got to keep our eye on.
Yeah, he's quick. He's quick. They made it look like the jet sweep and tried to hand it off underneath, and he fumbled.
Yeah. And so Port St. Joe will be back at about the 38-yard line. That's almost a 10-yard loss on the play by virtue of that fumble.
Yes, goodness. That's 2nd and forever.
Yeah, 2nd down and about 20 yards to go now for Port St. Joe. And the JV quarterback under center has a power eye. This time they run the jet sweep to the opposite side of the field.
They did. They made
and
about 5.
Got about 5, and he's going to be dragged down just over there by the boundary on the far side of the field. Going to spot it at about the 42, so that's about a 4-yard gain, and it's going to make it 3rd down and about 16 yards to go for Port St. Joe, 1st down. Once again, the Sharks go into an offset eye. They send little number 14 in motion. He stays back to block. He's going to throw downfield. Got a man open, but just overthrows him at the 30-yard line of Florida High. That would have been a big play.
Yep, good call there. Good play fake, and he had him open. He just missed him.
It's going to bring up 4th down and about 16 yards to go now for Port St. Joe. And they're going to punt it away. Florida High trying to get their safety man back. And it looks like Alfred Menjor goes back to receive this kick.
Oh, got a guy running off.
And, yep, got a substitution. No flag, though. It's early in the season.
It's early. They're going to let it go. Late in the season, they'll be screaming.
Oh, boy, gets a high end-over-end kick.
Yep.
And this one sails about 20 yards, and so Florida High now will take over 1st down and 10 at their own 40-yard line. 9:24 to play here in the first quarter. Port St. Joe and Florida High. We're live at Mike Hickman Field on the campus of the Florida State University School. And want to remind you that tonight's game is on INSIights. That's INSIiGHTS.com, the website, or on INSIights on Facebook. And we're happy to be here at the beginning of football season. And, Coach, of course, this is the time of year that everybody's been waiting for. Football season. All right, Florida High still talking it over with the head coach. Port St. Joe's ready to go on defense. The Sharks will employ, looks like a 3-4 defense. It's 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers.
They're punting it again.
Oh, they're going to punt again?
Yep.
Okay.
I missed that infraction.
I missed the infraction.
I never saw a flag. I saw nothing.
Okay, but this time it's a beautiful high spiral.
Yep.
And drives the receiver all the way back. I don't think they're going to let him return it.
The kicking game's not live, I bet.
Yeah, but that was a beautiful punt.
It was. He laid that up good.
Yeah. He kicks him like that consistently, he'll be on somebody's college team.
He will. He will. That'll get you out of a lot of trouble.
Yes, sir. All right, 1st and 10. Florida High is going to take over now at their own 25-yard line. And on their first offensive possession of the night, 8:30 to play in the first quarter. And we have no score here out at Mike Hickman Field on the campus of the Florida State University School. And here we go. We've got a timeout. It's a timeout. May have a substitution. It's like Florida High may have had 12 men on the field.
It does. They call timeout to avoid the penalty, I think.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The Seminoles are ready to go. And Oleg Harris is the quarterback. He's under center. And on 1st down, play action. Harris fires downfield. Nice, good-looking catch and run after the catch.
1st down
by Rudy Blass. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Florida High Seminoles. He's going to pick up about 12, maybe 13 yards on that play.
He faked the outside zone with a deep back and then rolled out.
And that'll move the chains. The Seminoles will have a 1st down and 10. A nice crowd on hand tonight.
It's a very nice crowd.
Yeah. Got the cheerleaders.
Got quite a crowd coming up from Port St. Joe.
Got a good crowd came up from Port St. Joe to see the Sharks play. And here we go, 1st and 10, Florida High. Again, it's Harris under center. This time he gives to his big back there, Alfred Menjor. And Menjor churning away, grinding all the way out.
1st down.
Past midfield, down at the 49-yard line of Port St. Joe. And that's another Florida High 1st down.
Yep. Port St. Joe walked the linebackers up like they wanted to blitz, and they ran right by it.
So this Florida High JV team, Coach, looks like they got some offensive prowess.
It does. It does.
Ball resting at the 49-yard line of Port St. Joe. The Seminoles are moving right to left. And here we go. Twin receivers to the near side. One setback for Oleg Harris. Harris under center. And this time he gives to his tailback. That's a good tackle.
That was.
By number 15 for Port St. Joe. Ball carrier was Sheldon Walker. And he's going to be stopped for maybe about a yard, maybe 2 on the play, but a good tackle by number 15 for the Port St. Joe junior varsity. Going to call it second down, about 8 to go for Florida High. Minjor is the lone setback this time for Oleg Harris. He flanks twin receivers out here to the left side. And Harris swings this pass out there. It's caught.
A little quick screen
by number 3, Kalen Richardson. And Richardson's going to get a yard, but not much more. Port St. Joe did a great job of reacting to the play.
They did a great job.
So it's going to bring up third down. We'll call it about 7.5 to go for a first down for Florida High. Harris came over to the sideline to get the play, and now he's back in the huddle. And the Seminoles break the huddle. They're going to send twin receivers this time to the right boundary.
Yep, tied in on this side.
Tied in to the near side, the strong side of the formation. And one setback. We got a lot of movement.
We did.
In the line of scrimmage. Penalty markers on the play. It's going to be an infraction against Florida High. That'll back them up 5.
It'll be an interesting call here.
Make it third down and about 14 yards
about 14.
to go.
That's what I'd say. About a long 14.
A long 14.
I don't know if
That's right.
I don't know if there's any difference between a long and a short 14. But
either way, it's a long ways to go on third down for the JV team.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Twin receivers, Logan Brooks and Kalen Richardson are flanked wide to the far side of the field. Tight end again to the near side, strong side of the formation for Oleg Harris. One setback. Boy, fumbled the snap, but it's picked up by Alfred Minjor.
Yep.
Minjor back to the original line of scrimmage and fights his way all the way to about the 45-yard line of Port St. Joe. And it's going to bring up about a 4th and about 5 to go. He picked up about 9 yards on that carry.
Yeah, considered he bobbled it. He really made something big out of it.
Yeah. The Seminoles going to stay with the offense and go for it on 4th down and about, looks like about 6 yards to go. This time the receivers will go to either side. And Harris under center with one setback. Play action, rolling to his left. Boy, good pressure from Port St. Joe. He turns upfield, and he's going to be bumped out of bounds.
Depends on the spot.
Looks like right at the first down marker.
I think he might have it.
Yep, they're going to move the chains. That's a first down. It's a good run.
It was a great run
by the young quarterback because he had tremendous pressure. He just outran,
him.
The pursuit. And it's a timeout on the field, and with the score, Florida High nothing, Port St. Joe nothing. We'll be back after this timeout.
Keith, this is Brittany with INSIiGHTS. Just left the huddle. Heard Coach Hickman say that they need to stay aggressive, and that will help them to continue to do well.
All right, thank you, Brittany. Brittany Christie roaming the sidelines for us tonight here at Mike Hickman Field at Florida High's or the Florida State University School. 1st and 10 for the Seminoles. Oleg Harris this time gives to his fullback. That's Alfred Minjor. He's the guy they count on, Coach, to get the tough yards.
Yep. When he make something happen, that's who gets it.
And he's going to pick up about 3, maybe 4. We're going to call it 3. Second down, about 7 to go for the Seminoles of Florida High. 3:54 to play in the first quarter. Now, right now, we're looking at both JV teams, and there's a lot of talent on both sides of the ball.
There really is.
Oleg Harris under center this time. Play action. He got pressure. He eludes the pressure, turns upfield, is going to run. He's going to keep it. He's going to be hit and dropped a couple of yards short of the first down. But again, A nice rollout and a nice decision to run by the quarterback.
Yep, that's a safe thing to do. He's picked up quite a few yards in a quarter.
Yeah, he's the JV starting quarterback. He's going to be a good one.
Yeah, he will be.
Once he becomes the starter for the varsity.
Right.
Third down, about 2 yards to go for Florida High. Ball is resting at about the 32-yard line of Port St. Joe. Alfred Minger will be the up back with an eye back. Twins to the near boundary. He hands it off to Sheldon Walker, the tailback, and Sheldon attacks that line of scrimmage. He's going to pick up. Looks like he's a little short. He's going to bring up fourth down and about a yard to go.
I'm saying they'll go for it.
Fourth and about 2.
Yeah.
So he picked up 1, 4th and 2 for Florida High. And, yeah, Coach, they went for it.
They went for it way down here.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to go for it. Fourth down and 2 for Florida High. 2:17 to play in the first quarter. Logan Brooks wide to the far boundary. To the near side is Kalen Richardson. And it's Minjor in the backfield. And Minger's going to get the call. Boy, he's stacked up, and he's not going to get it.
He didn't get it.
That's good defense there by number 44 from the linebacker spot for Port St. Joe. And they stopped the Seminoles on fourth down and 2.
I tell you what, those Seminoles, they burned some clock up now.
Yeah.
In that quarter.
Yeah, good ball control.
They're down. They ran it all the way down to about 157.
Yep. Just short of 2 minutes to play in this first quarter, and we're watching the JV teams go at it. And so now Port St. Joe will get their second possession of the evening on offense. All right, we're ready to go. Florida, Port St. Joe, that is, sends number 14 in motion. Boy, they try to run the jet sweep again, the toss sweep, and he fumbles it but alertly falls on it. He's going to lose a couple of yards on the play.
Yep.
And it's going to make it second down, and let's see how many did they lose. About 2. Second down, about 12 to go.
They've looked pretty smooth. They've just had some ball handling issues.
Right. Yeah. Humid night here in Tallahassee. May have had some sweaty palms when that ball was pitched to him. The second down and 12 to go for Port St. Joe. The Sharks send a receiver in motion, looking to pass. Boy, lots of pressure, and he's going to be sacked and may have fumbled. He fumbled it, and Florida High has recovered.
So they got a minute left for the JV team.
Yeah.
Can they get it in?
That's the big question,
That's the
Coach.
big question.
Can they get it in? Number 12 came up with the fumble recovery. And so Florida High will have it first down and 10. The ball is going to be resting at the 20-yard line with a minute and 11 seconds to play in the first quarter. And you hear a familiar war chant in the background.
Yeah, you do. People have been starved for football to get started.
Yeah,
they really have.
Yep. Well, for all intent and purposes, Coach, it's football season.
It is. It's on.
I got a chance to watch the Los Angeles Rams and Dallas Cowboys the other night.
Did you really?
The Rams relocating to Los Angeles. They're going to throw the pass down here. Pass was intended for Kalen Richardson. He came clear.
Yeah, he came clear.
But the pass was a little short. Second down and 10 for Florida High. But yeah, Coach, I got to see the Rams. The Rams relocated to Los Angeles, playing in the old Coliseum. Where the Southern California Trojans play. And, boy, they rallied to come back and defeat the Dallas Cowboys.
What was the crowd like?
91,000.
Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
They were starved.
91,000.
To get them back.
For a preseason game.
Preseason.
Second down and 10 for Florida High. Ball's resting at their own 20-yard line. Minute 1 to play. In the first quarter, the JV teams are going at it. They give it to Alfred Minjor, the workhorse. He's trapped behind the line of scrimmage. That's good defense by Port
Very
St.
good
Joe.
defense. Could be another big ball game in the fall. A lot of people don't know about when Tennessee plays Virginia Tech. They've been they've talked about playing in that Bristol Raceway. It's at Bristol.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
right on the border of
yeah.
Virginia because it's a half-mile track and it's perfect. Well, that's where they're playing. They're going to call it the Battle of Bristol. They've already sold 150,000 tickets.
Wow, those racetracks pack them in.
They pack them in.
Third down. And looks like about 14, maybe 15 yards to go for Florida High. And Harris
that isn't good.
It's a bad snap. That ball is going to be recovered by Point St. Joe, and Coach is number 14 again.
14 again. He's everywhere.
He's going to be a good one.
Yep.
He's just on the JV team. He's going to be a good one when
he's
he
going to be a
comes
good
up to
ball
varsity.
player.
Yep.
These varsity guys, their pulse rate's going to start going up here. They got to get in and go here. They're probably ready.
All right, there's timeout on the field, and we'll take a break too. Florida High nothing, Port St. Joe nothing. We'll be back after this. Okay, here we go. There's a
He almost fumbled it.
Yeah, almost fumble for Port St. Joe. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And it ends Port St. Joe and Florida High all tied up at nothing apiece.
That was an exciting JV game.
It was.
Very exciting.
The JV teams represented their schools very well.
Very well.
And Florida High got some movement on offense, but Port St. Joe stiffened and played really good defense when they had to.
They did. They absolutely did.
All right, so as we go to second quarter action, we'll be watching the varsity units, and we'll be back to start the second quarter after this timeout.
Hi, Keith. I am here with Coach Mike Hickman. Coach Mike Hickman is actually the person in whom the field is named after. Coach Hickman, how does it feel to be out here tonight?
Well, it feels wonderful, and it's certainly exciting for both teams. You know, John Palmer's a longtime friend of mine from St. Joe, and obviously Jared, my son, the head coach, so it's a lot of fun.
All right. How does it feel to see the new success of Florida High?
Well, I'm so proud of Coach Hickman and this staff, and you know, some of these coaches are our former players, and just the job they've done with these kids is outstanding. And our administration's been so supportive, so we're off to a good start.
All right. Well, thank you for taking out the time with us, Coach Hickman. Have a great day.
Thank you.
And thank you, Brittany. Coach Hickman is a legend in these parts. I've been a head coach for many years and athletic director at Florida High.
Yes,
Florida High receives the kick, and they get a spirited return by Michael Greaves. It's going to set them up with a first down and 10 at the Florida High 31-yard line.
And Coach Hickman's also in the Florida High School, Florida Athletic Coach Association Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Yeah. Florida High quarterback number 15, Bryson Hill.
Some history roaming the sidelines.
Yes,
here
definitely,
today.
definitely.
All right, here we go. Florida High. Bryson Hill at quarterback for Florida High. And Seminoles shuttling.
Getting their personnel right.
Yeah, got three receivers to the near boundary and one setback. And Hill's going to swing this out. This pass is caught. That's a good-looking run after catch by Mikel Young. And
Put trips to this side and flared the back and hit him.
Yep. Put that interference out there for him to pick up 6 yards on first down. Second down and 4 for the Seminoles of Florida High. Now the Seminoles moving left to right in the second quarter. Again, decked out with their gold helmets, garnet jerseys with gold numbers and gold pants. And Bryson Hill again under center, gives again to Mikel Young. He hurdles a shark, spinning and turning and fights his way all the way down to the 45-yard line of Port St. Joe. Coach, that's an outstanding run.
Very good run, very good run. His vision up front's good. He could see where it was coming and where to cut.
And that's another Seminole first down.
First and 10 for Florida High. And the ball's resting at the Port St. Joe 45. 11:01 to play, second quarter. And we've got some clouds hovering over Mike Hickman Stadium, but so far the weather's been holding up for these two teams. Bryson Hill under center this time, and again gives to Mikael Young. This time he is hit in the backfield
hit
and
hard.
dropped for a loss. It's Keon Zaccaro on a stop for Port St. Joe. And Keon Zaccaro, coach, lost his helmet on that.
He did.
hit.
That was a really good shot right there.
Second down and 10 to go for Florida High from the Port St. Joe 45. Keon Zaccaro, coach, took himself out of the game after that hit.
Yeah.
Here we go. Twins to the far boundary now. Two-back set I formation. And Young is the I back.
He's checking.
Yep, the up back is Greaves. And now they shift. And Hill lines up in the shotgun formation. Rolling left. Looking downfield. Wants to pass, but decides to pull it down and run. He's going to get maybe a yard on the play.
They covered it. Port St. Joe covered that up pretty good. He wanted to throw it, and there wasn't anything there.
Yeah. Good coverage by the Port St. Joe secondary. It's going to bring up third down and 10 to go. No gain on the play for Florida High. Well, they're going to give him one. Third down and 9. Now, after the play, they move the down marker. 9:36 to play in the second quarter. And there's no score. All right, Seminoles this time. Twin receivers to the near boundary, a receiver to the far side, and one setback for Bryson Hill. Hill rolling, looking to pass, swings it out. That pass is deflected.
Good job.
And nearly picked off by number 11, Kendra Grant for Port St. Joe.
That's a great play.
Great play.
If he could have got it over him, there was a hole in there, but he couldn't. The quarterback couldn't see it.
Yeah.
From the 44-yard line of Port St. Joe.
Now, Bryson Hill is a short quarterback coach, and Kendra Grant's probably the tallest guy on the Port St. Joe team, so he had to float that pass over this guy.
Yeah.
And Grant got up and deflected it and almost picked it off.
Sure did.
All right, it's fourth down. The Seminoles are going to punt on 4th and 9.
Yeah, number 11, he's 6'3". Wow, he boomed that.
And that is a beautiful punt. This thing is going to sail out of bounds in the end zone.
In the end zone.
It's a touchback. And the Seminoles of Florida High will get decent field position. They're going to mark the football at the 25-yard line, or at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. So we get our first look at the varsity offense for Port St. Joe.
Yes, absolutely.
Ethan
They have some good-looking players, too.
Yes, they do. Ethan Sander, the quarterback, when we were coming into the stadium to prepare for the broadcast, I was like, wow, he looks like a college player already.
I think he's 6'5".
Yeah, Sanders tosses it to number 34. He reverses field, trying to find some room to run. That's Aaron Paul, and he's going to turn what would have been nothing into about a 2, maybe a 3-yard gain. He did a lot of running for those 3 yards.
He sure did.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7, though, for Port St. Joe. Second down and 7. This time the Sharks
2nd and 8.
are going to send Kendra Grant wide to the near boundary. And they're going to run the jet sweep. Turns upfield, got some running room. That's number 20 for Port St. Joe. And Jaden Grantlin. And Jaden's going to, boy, a good-looking play is going to be negated by a penalty mark.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank our major cheerleading sponsors.
So that's going to back the Sharks up. They had it 2nd down and 7.
City Commissioner Curtis Richardson.
And it's going to be 2nd down now. And about, looks like about 17. May have been holding on the play.
Could have been, had to been.
Tallahassee Indoor Shooting Range, Fiorini Chiropractic Center, and the Pelham Law Firm.
right, here we go. Ethan Sander going to send Jasmine Thomas Jr. in motion and toss this pass out here to Kendra Grant. Grant makes the catch, lunges forward. He's going to go down at about the 20, just short of the 25-yard line.
He made about 15.
Yep, good looking play.
Wow, that was a good play.
Yep, it's going to bring up third down now. And about 6 to go for Port St. Joe. 7:54 to play, first quarter, no score. Kendra Grant goes wide to the right, and Jasmine Thomas Jr. comes to the near boundary in the wing position. He goes in motion, and they give it to the fullback.
Yep.
And that's
they're faking that jet and giving it to the inside of the back, coming up in there for the run.
It looks like number 8 was Marshall Sweet. And it's going to bring up fourth down and about 2.5 to go. And the Sharks are going to punt. Ethan Sanders doing double duty tonight, Coach. He's playing quarterback and punting.
Yep. Tell you what, he'd be a good one to punt because it'd be hard to throw it over his head.
Yep. He's a good-looking prospect. Gets off sidewinding kind of kick, and then it takes a Florida high roll, but Kendra Grant is there to stop it from going far.
Yep. They get good field position here.
Yeah.
Florida High does.
Yeah, they're going to have it right at about their own, or right at midfield. Okay, right at midfield. And the Seminoles will take over first and 10. 6:52 to play, and no score. Mike Hittman Field. And the Florida State University campus, a beautiful campus over here, Coach.
It is. It's nice out here.
When Florida High used to be over in the heart of the Florida State University campus.
It's congested.
And when they decided to build a medical school, they bought this property over here and
moved them out.
As Southwood came up into being and put Florida High over here.
Yep, and they got a lot of acreage over here.
Yeah.
Where they were landlocked over there.
Yeah. Nice stadium. Some of the fans are sitting up on the hill and enjoying the cool breeze.
That's a good idea there.
As they watch the game. So here we go, first and 10. Bryson Hill hands it off to Greaves, and Greaves going to be hit and trapped behind the line of scrimmage. Yep. And on the stop for Port St. Joe is number 72. And Coach, I'm going to need your help on that one.
You don't have that.
I don't have him on
that. Not on that roster.
Yeah.
72 right here.
Tyler Monroe, senior.
Yep.
And he came up and made a good stop. A loss of 2 on the play, second down and 12 to go for Florida High. Isolated receiver to the near boundary, twins to the far side for Bryson Hill. And Hill pumps, going to throw downfield. And that pass was intended for Will Hagler, but defending back there for Port St. Joe was number 21.
No, wrong one. Yeah, that's it.
Caleb Butts, and Coach, he had good position.
He did have
on
good
that
position,
pass,
yeah.
that pass.
Yeah, they didn't have anything there at all.
Yeah. So it's going to bring up. We've got a timeout on the field. Florida High nothing, Port St. Joe nothing, and we'll be back after this timeout. That's a great place to watch the game, Coach. Here we go.
We were just talking about that.
That's exactly right. Bryson Hill fires downfield. That pass was intended for Will Hagler. He had it in his hands, but number 22, Keon Zaccaro, who's already had one big play tonight, Coach, bumped him and knocked that pass away.
He knocked it away. He was open, too.
Fourth down for the Seminoles, and about 12 to go.
See if he can get another boomer off.
Aaron Paul is going to be deep to receive for Port St. Joe. And let's see, he gets off another booming kick. Got good hang time on this one, Coach.
Yep, he's got a good leg.
Yeah, Aaron Paul stepped away from it, and it's going to be down inside the 10-yard line. You can't ask for much better than that.
That's about as good as it gets. Defensive coaches will keep you on the Christmas card list for doing that.
That coach looks like they're going to mark this right at about the 5-yard line. That's a great punt. by Florida High. 5:38 to go, and the Sharks going to be backed up. Not quite in the Shark take.
No.
Well, they've got a talented young quarterback, Ethan Sanders, and Sanders takes over first down and 10, hands it off.
Jet sweep.
Jet sweep trying to turn upfield, but there's no
Nothing
room
there
to run. That was number 20 for Port St. Joe, Jaden Grantland. And they're going to say he was tackled in the end zone for a safety.
Yeah, he was deep coming across. So
Yeah, Florida High had tremendous pursuit.
they did. They shut that down.
And so the Sharks take the early 2-0 lead as a result of the safety.
Right, and then they'll get the ball back.
And they'll get the ball back. 2-0 Florida High over Port St. Joe, and we'll be back. Two nothing Florida High on the safety on Jalen Grantland, and Ethan Sanders is going to punt. Boy, his punt was fielded right at about the 47-yard line of Port St. Joe. So once again, Florida High is going to have excellent field position.
Yep, they got a little over 5 minutes.
So the Florida High offense will have excellent field position to start this drive at the Sharks' 47-yard line. Here we go. Bryson Hill still at the controls for the Florida High offense. And Florida High is going to break the huddle with 12 men, and that's an infraction. This time they're going to call it.
Yep.
Illegal substitution against Florida High. And now they'll try to get the personnel straight. But they're going to lose 5. It'll be 1st and 15.
Well, you hate to get those as a coach.
Yeah.
Beginning of a drive like that.
Yeah. They're a little more forgivable in the first game of the season.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If you're going to do them, do it now.
Yeah.
Do it now and get it out of the way.
At the end of the season, they'll drive a coach crazy.
Yep.
1st and 15 for Florida High. Bryson Hill under center, and he gives it to Mikael Young. Mikael Young is a good-looking prospect, coach. He's going to pick up about 5, maybe 6 yards on the carry. So he'll get the penalty back and maybe advance him a yard, make it 2nd down and 9. And he's got college football written all over him.
He does.
Second down and 9 to go for Florida High. Ball's resting now at the 46-yard line of Port St. Joe.
Got 3 wide to this side.
Triplets over here to the boundary. Tied in to the far side of the field. 1 setback. And they swing it out here. This pass is caught.
Yep. A little quick screen.
Mikael Young. And he's going to stumble forward inside the 45, down at about the 43-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down, about 7 to go for Florida High. 4:18 to play in the second quarter, and the Seminoles lead 2-0. All right, Seminoles break the huddle this time. Going to send Will Hagler wide to the near boundary, and we've got a timeout call by Florida High. All right, with the break in the action and our score, Florida High 2, Port St. Joe nothing. We'll be back on the INSIiGHTS High School Game of the Week after this timeout. All right, 3rd down and about 7 to go now for Florida High. Ball's resting at the Port St. Joe 43-yard line. Bryson Hill from the gun with Michael Greaves in the backfield. Hill pulls it down. He's going to run, turns upfield, and scoops out of bounds. He's going to be short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Seminoles.
Yep. Fort St. Joe had that covered up pretty good. He wanted to gun it, but there's no one open.
4th and a long 3, right at the 40-yard line of the Sharks.
4th down, about 4.
Yep.
And Seminoles, once again, Coach, they're going for it.
They're going for it. Figured they're at home. There's 3:20 left until half, so.
Here we go. Bryson Hill runs the option, pitches it to Greaves, and Greaves finds a way out of no way.
He did.
And makes the first down.
They cut him off to the outside, and he broke it back up inside.
Takes the pitch from Bryson Hill around the right side all the way to the Fort St. Joe 27-yard line. 1st and 10 Seminoles.
1st and 10 Seminoles. And the ball now resting. Well, I can't really. I'm trying to see that down marker. That's inside the. They're near the 25-yard line.
Yeah, this is 30. Yeah.
It's like about the 28-yard line.
Yep.
That's good field position for the Seminoles. Bryson Hill under center. And he gives to Greaves again, and Greaves once again powers his way all the way down to the 15-yard line. And Michael Greaves showing some power there,
He's showing
Coach.
some power. He's sitting in there with some stuff.
1st and 10 Seminoles.
He just reversed out and handed it to him.
Yeah. Greaves a little small for a fullback, but he's showing some
stuff.
He's showing some stuff out here tonight.
He hits up in there hard and fast, real fast.
With that kind of heart, Coach, a
play.
college coach will find a place for him to play.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Seminoles with receivers to either side. Will Hagler to the near side. They give it to Mikael Young, and stumbles inside the 10 down to about the 9-yard line. And he's going to be real close to another Florida High first down.
Yep, he's close.
The ball right on the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 4 for Seminoles.
2nd down and 4. He picks up 6 on first down, Coach. Minute 34 to play in the first half. 2-0 Florida High leads.
It makes calling plays a little easier.
Yes, it does. They're in the red zone, and they're threatening. Here we go. Look, this is Mikael Young at quarterback this time.
There was a miscue there.
That's Mikael Young on a wild.
He looked like he was wanting to hand off to a ghost. There was nobody over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might have been a trick play.
3rd down.
Gonna bring up 3rd down and about 2, maybe, I don't know, 2.5 to go for first down. And Florida High is going to replace an injured player coming on.
44.
Lance Mayo takes himself out of the game.
Looks like he may have turned his ankle.
Yeah. Yeah. He's walking a little gingerly, but he'll be back in the second half.
He'll be back. He'll probably be back.
Timeout, Florida High.
And so the Seminoles take timeout, and we will too. It's 2-0 Florida High, and you're watching the INSIiGHTS High School. So the Seminoles going to flank twin receivers to the far boundary, and it's Mikael Young and Michael Greaves in the backfield. Bryson Hill back in at quarterback under center. And he fakes it to Greaves, tosses it to Young, and he's trapped behind the line of scrimmage. And let's give some credit. That's a good-looking defensive play. Jasmine Thomas Jr., number 4, the first there.
He tried a little counter option. He faked it to the right. It just reversed out and immediately pitched it.
Yeah. And Aaron Paul also there who actually makes the stop. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Tell you what, Fort St. Joe did a great job on that.
Chase Allbaugh on to attempt a field goal, and let's see. Ball's going to be spotted at about the 17. This will be a 27-yard field goal. Kick is up high enough, long enough, and it's good.
Well, good kick.
And so the Seminoles add to the lead, make it 5-0 here over Port St. Joe.
That was a 27-yard field goal by
And
Chase
we'll be
Allbaugh.
back on the INSIiGHTS Sports High School Game of the Week after this timeout. Okay, Chase Allbaugh with a 27-yard field goal extends Florida High's lead to 5-0. And he's all set to kick it off. And Coach Chase Allbaugh, the kicker for Florida High, is the Dr. Arthur Woodard Student-Athlete of the game. Chase Allbaugh has a 3.91 grade point average.
Wow.
So he really is a student-athlete.
Yes, that'll get you a college degree.
And Allbaugh all set to kick it off. Boy, beautiful kick, high end over end kick. And it's Aaron Paul. He's going to fumble it, but he fumbles it forward, picks it up, and he's got a little running room.
Yep.
Paul.
Wow.
Going to be knocked down at about the 32-yard line, and that's going to be the end
of the half.
Of the first half of play with the score. Florida High 5 and Port St. Joe nothing. And we'll be back.
Like a baseball score.
Yep. With our INSIiGHTS Sports High School Game of the Week after this timeout.
Yeah, tonight's the kickoff, so we're excited. We had a pep rally this morning, 7:30, had the band out, pumping the music, and the crowd was standing around, so football is definitely back, and it's in the atmosphere, so we're very excited about having football.
Okay, you look like you. I know you used to play. You miss playing and being out there.
Well, I think I put in my time when I had it. I do love the game, but I don't think I miss it because it takes a lot to play the game. So I don't miss putting in that work right now.
Okay. What excites you about this year's edition of the Baby Seminoles?
This year, what really excites me is that from the 12 years I've been a part consistently as a coach in the program, this is truly the first year that we are in a rebuilding stage. And just to see the youth from where we started in the spring, the progression over the summer, the work ethics they had, the dedication they had, and 2 days when they broke camp again, just to see them really come out and rebound from the spring showing that they had. I'm really excited to see that with the great coaching that we have and with the great athletes that we have, that we're going to see a different team from what we saw in the spring. So that's what I'm really excited about the most.
Okay, as the athletic director over this program, what are some of the things that you do to help get the coaches and the players there?
Well, the first thing is putting good coaches in place, as far as bringing on good coaches that we can help to support the head coach that we do have, to assimilate the staff, and to make sure that not only they're eligible to play as far as their requirements of athletic eligibility, but to just ensure that the overall quality of their grades is up to par. We're starting systems with tutoring, also with core course tracking, just to make sure that these students know that sports and football is not the only thing that's about school. They're a student athlete, and we want to make sure that the student comes first. So those are one of my many different hats that I wear around school as well.
What do you do in terms of making sure the kids and the parents know about the academic requirements to get ready to go to college and to be eligible to play and participate? 'Cause
Yeah.
I see you have a number of guys that potentially could play at the next level.
Yeah, in collaboration with me and the coaches as well, Mikhail Young is a phenomenal athlete. And not only that, he's a wonderful person. He's really stepped up into the role as being a leader. He's very reliable, dependent, strong. He's a downhill runner, elusive, hard to tackle, and just overall a great person. And I think tonight when you see him on the field, all these things that I'm speaking about will come to flourish, and you'll see that.
What's his number?
His number is 12, Mikhail
Okay.
Young.
Okay, he's at quarterback?
Well, he played quarterback in the spring, and that's another subject we have. But he's back at running back and he's back at safety on defense.
Okay, when you played Chiles in the spring.
He was our quarterback.
Okay,
Yes, he was.
I remember seeing.
Yes,
him.
and that's one of the things that we go back and we talk about the rebuilding process and how things change from the spring to now, and the maturity of some of the kids. You know, you'll be surprised, be like, wow, this is really a program. You know, you can get things going real quickly, so it's a good thing. Our new quarterback is a freshman. His name is Bryson Hill. His brother graduated last year. He's currently enrolled on a scholarship at FIU, playing defensive safety, and he's on the travel squad already. Okay. So he's working his way onto that starting role, which I'm sure he will have soon. The Hills is from a great family, very savvy on the football field, baseball field. Never really see him on a basketball court, but just a student athlete of the game.
Okay, what would you like our viewing audience, listening audience, to know about Florida High that they might not have known before?
Well, Florida High is a K through 12 school. There's not the luxury that Florida High has of reaching out into the community and almost hand selecting who they want to come in as far as athletes or just students. We are a choice school based on a lottery selection. So as the applications are submitted randomly according to the demographics that we have, they're selected. And when those challenges that we have in trying to compete year in and year out athletically, you know, coaches really have to do a great job of coaching what we have. It's not, oh, I can choose this, I can have this, oh, we have this person coming. Sort of say. So, you know, just to really understand that athletically, we have a challenge that we really have to stand up and make sure that the student athletes that we have in our school are coached up to the best of their ability. So.
And Coach, Brittany Christie over there on the sideline with Port St. Joe, not St. Port Joe, but Port St. Joe's
Port St. Joe.
Okay. Okay. And Coach, that's our Brittany Christie over there talking to the head coach of Port St. Joe, not St. Port Joe, but hey, the Sharks are only down 5-0. We've got a defensive battle going on, and Florida High scored on safety and a 27-yard field goal. And so both teams are struggling to put offensive points on the board, but both teams are early in the season.
It's early.
Yeah,
and offenses generally come around a little slower. Yeah. Defense comes around a lot faster.
Yeah, the old saying is you make the greatest improvement from week 1 to week 2.
That's exactly right.
Well, Florida High back on the field. Port St. Joe is huddling up, and they're about ready to come back out too. And we'll get set to start the second half of the INSIiGHTS Sports High School Game of the Week. It's Florida High and Port St. Joe from over at Mike Hickman Stadium on the campus of the Florida State University School. And we've got a good ball game going on, Coach. I know a lot of football fans like the big offensive scoring games, but I was a defensive player, so I like defensive football.
Yeah, this is a good defensive game going now. It'll be interesting to see this half if they open it up a little bit or stick to what they're doing. Because I'm saying, usually in the Jamboree or a kickoff classic, the coaches are wanting to fine-tune everything they've worked on.
Yes.
And so they're going to pretty much say, they're going to stay generic. The stuff that they're going to hang their hat on, they're going to pretty much do that. You're not going to see a lot of trickery or that kind of stuff. Because that way they can fine-tune it, and if they need to move a personnel or change the way they run it, they can do that.
And sometimes if a player elevates himself,
he finds himself playing.
Yeah, he can find himself in a starting role.
Yeah. So
Florida High is going to kick it off.
I heard a great piece of advice one time from a guy named Sam Ratigliano. He was
the
Browns.
Sam. Yeah, the Browns.
I was talking to him one night at a FCA thing, and I was trying to get some good information. I said, like, what do you do when you're inside the 5? He looked at me real serious. He said, Coach, remember this. Think players, not plays.
Yeah.
Don't try to trick them with your third team guy.
Yeah.
Make them beat your best guy.
Yeah.
If they beat him, God bless them.
Well,
they were better than you were.
Well, Coach, all coaches could be great coaches if they had the great players.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They make you look really good.
Yeah.
You can make a bad call during the game, and they'll make you look good.
All right, Chase Allbaugh is ready to kick it off, and he kicks him. Boy, another nice boomer.
That's in.
It's going to be.
It's in there.
Yeah.
I tell you what, he's a weapon.
And so Port St. Joe will be getting 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, but Chase Allbaugh is probably going to find himself on a college campus somewhere kicking that football.
Because if they can't return it, it's in the end zone every time.
That's exactly what you want.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Florida High all set to go on defense. We got Aaron Wilson at the left end, and Jordan Jones is playing the left defensive tackle. Jolyn Gilly is the right defensive tackle, and Julius McAllister is the right end. Cordell Clay is the left corner. The will linebacker, or the weak side linebacker, is Austin Stinson. The middle linebacker is Cam Brown, and here we go on 1st down. Boy, there's just no running room.
Nothing. They motioned outside and then run what looked like a trap up inside, and there was nothing.
Yeah, that's great defense by Florida High. And right up in there is Justin Anderson. He's the Sam linebacker. Javon Morgan, the right corner. The free safety is Gene Rosario. And the strong safety is Mikael Young. He's been the workhorse, too, on offense, Coach. And
he has been.
He and Greaves.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Ethan Sander going to go up top, throws this one downfield, and overthrows his intended receiver, which was Aaron Paul. And
they had that covered. Yeah,
that pass nearly picked off back there by number 12, Mikael Young. And so it's going to bring up – we got an infraction on the play. And it's going to be holding against Port St. Joe. That's going to back them. Well, let's see.
They may
decline it.
They might decline that since
so. It looks like what's going to be 3rd down.
3rd and long.
About 14, 15 yards to go for Port St. Joe. And this time Ethan Sander under center sends Paul in motion. They toss it out there to Aaron Paul. He tries to get outside of his block. And that's a great job by the defensive end over there for Florida High. He would not be blocked.
No, he wouldn't be blocked. They got no blocks on the corner at all, none. Florida High's playing great defense right now.
It's going to bring up 4th down and 15, Coach. No gain on that play.
No gain. Florida High's going to end up with great field position again.
Yes. 5-0, Florida High leading Port St. Joe. And the Sharks will punt. It's Ethan Sanders. And, boy, he gets this one kind of a side-winding kick. It's going to be picked up by Mikael Young. He's got a little room. He's hit from behind, still on his feet. And Mikael Young is going to take it down to nearly the 30-yard line of Port St. Joe.
Yep.
And that's a 1st down for Florida High, and they've got great field position.
Great field position. It's kind of a line drive kick, and if you're the punting team, you hate that because line drives usually get pretty good returns.
Yeah.
You have no time to get your personnel downfield.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 31-yard line of Port St. Joe. 1st down and 10 for Florida High. 10:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. 5-0, the Seminoles lead. Florida High flanks twin receivers to the far boundary now. Greaves is the lone setback. And Bryson Hill fires this pass out there. And let's see.
Did he get it?
It looks like, I think the referee signaled incomplete.
Yeah, I think he did. He was in the gun and sprinted out. It was a sprint out like a flood pattern.
Right. We'll make it 2nd down and 10 for the Seminoles.
2nd and 10 Seminoles.
Our tight end came back in.
Yeah, Lance Fair. I was just going to say.
He's right back
in there.
You nailed that, Keith. Perfect. He'll be back.
2nd down and 10. And this time the Seminoles send Christian Candidate wide to the far boundary along with Will Hagler. And over to the near side is Jordan Alexander. And boy,
try to counter.
Yeah,
he's going to sprint out and bring the back, but there wasn't. He didn't have him blocking up front on that.
Michael Greaves going to be stopped for no gain, maybe even a loss on the play. We'll see where they spot the football. Yeah, he's going to lose a yard.
Yep.
3rd down and 11 to go now for Florida High.
They sprinted out with a flood route and tried to run a counter back here. What will they call?
All right, here we go. 3rd down and 11. And this time it's going to be Jordan Alexander wide to the far boundary. Twin receivers over here to the near side. It's Christian Candidate and Will Hagler. And again, Bryson Hill going to pass. That pass is batted down.
Yep.
And Blake Adams, big number 50. The defensive tackle knocked that one down.
And that's the disadvantage. The advantage of a short, fast quarterback in the running game is great. The disadvantage, if you're going to drop back in there and throw it, is it's a height disadvantage.
Yeah. Yeah, Adams just jumped up.
He just,
and
boom.
Yeah, that pass could not get past his hands.
Looked like volleyball on TV for
it
the
looked
Olympics.
like volleyball. Well, Coach, I know you've been watching the Olympics the last 2 weeks.
It's been exciting, hasn't it?
It's been great. The USA has done outstanding.
They have, and just in everything.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Chase Allbaugh going to attempt a long field goal.
He's
it hit the upright and bounced away.
If it had been just a foot higher, he'd had it.
Yep.
49-yard field goal attempt to hit the upright.
Wow.
A 49-yard attempt. But
49 field goal attempt is no good.
It's no good. It hit the crossbar.
Yep.
All right. Port St. Joe will take over.
And the great and the great thing about high school football, if you attempt one, as long as you can get that thing in end zone where they can't mess with it or return it, it goes to the 20.
Goes to the 20, and that's where Port St. Joe will start their first drive of the second half. And here we go. Ethan Sanders at quarterback. And he has Aaron Paul in the backfield. And this time he gives it to this is like Marshall Sweet, the smaller back that takes the carry. But that Florida High defensive front, Coach, has been relentless all night.
They are tough up front.
Yeah, long 7, maybe 8 yards to go for Port St. Joe. Ball's resting at their own 22-yard line. 7:58 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 5-0, Florida High leads the Sharks. Ethan Sanders under center. This time sends a wingback or a receiver in motion, and boy, they're once again,
their front's just smothering it.
Yeah.
They're smothering everything up there.
That defensive front.
I don't know the answer with that. Play action and get that big quarterback on the corner, get him out there where he can run or throw.
Yeah, that defensive front is they're coming every play, Coach.
But right up in that middle,
there's nothing there.
No. You got to come up with a better plan.
Yeah. Gonna make it 3rd down and 11 now. Loss of about 3, maybe 4 on that play.
Yes.
Ethan Sanders has a Marshall Sweet in the backfield. Now going to send a man in motion. And Sanders going to pass, dumps it out underneath. Penalty marker comes out. And that's a good play.
Wonder if he got holding on that, maybe. I don't know.
Let's see what the infraction is. Jasmine Thomas Jr. was the receiver. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 5 to go. And looks like there was no penalty.
No penalty at all.
So
not some of those gold shoes we're saying. They reflect like a flag.
Ethan Sanders on the punt. And Michael Greaves and Mikkel Young. This is Greaves. Turns upfield.
Made it up to what, 50?
Yeah, maybe to the 49.
49. He went over the top.
Yeah, let's see where they mark it. But it'll be 1st and 10 for the Seminoles. And it looks like, did we get a timeout call? 5-0 is our score, and Florida High leads Port St. Joe. We'll be back.
Might be a water timeout. You know, if they didn't change the rule up until about October.
We'll be back with the INSIiGHTS Sports High School Game of the Week after this timeout.
About halfway through the quarter. It doesn't have to be exact. They usually stop them.
Yeah. All right, I think I got to take a sip now.
Yeah.
I went as long as I could go.
You can.
All right, where's Brittany?
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to give a little more acknowledgement to our
I saw her a minute ago walk right under there, but I don't know where she is now.
Chiropractic Center, Tallahassee Indoor Shooting Range.
She does a good job.
Yeah, she's great.
Hong Kong Computer Support, Great American Cookies.
She is really good.
E3 Automotive, Full Press Apparel, The Printery, City Commissioner Curtis Richardson, Dixie Paving and Grading. Thank you so much for supporting our cheerleading squad. Okay, 1st and 10, Seminoles from the Sharp.
And we are back to Mike Hickman Stadium on the campus of Florida State University School. Florida High leading Port St. Joe 5-0. The Seminoles now going to start 1st and 10 from the Port St. Joe 49-yard line, that is. And it's Bryson Hill at quarterback. And he's going to give it off to Mikkel Young. He turns upfield, finds a nice cut and a nice turn. Spinning move, and Mikkel Young's going to take it all the way down to about the 36, 37-yard line. That's a big first down.
That's a nice run, really nice run.
1st and 10, Florida High.
Yeah, they need to do more of that.
1st and 10, Seminoles.
That's the bread and butter play right
Yes,
there.
sir. That'll move the chains.
That'll move the chains.
On that run by number
1st and
12,
10, Florida High. They're going to mark him at the 37-yard line of Port St. Joe. 6:05 to play in the 3rd quarter. Bryson Hill waiting for the signal from head coach Jared Hickman. And here we go. The Seminoles break the huddle. This time they're going to keep Mikkel Young in the backfield and send twin receivers to the near boundary and isolate a receiver to the far side over there. That's Jordan Alexander. And they give it to Mikkel Young once again, and boy,
he's getting to be a load.
Yeah,
he's starting to. They're leaning on him, and I think as the quarter wears on.
Yeah. That's Keon Zaccaro on the stop.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, I played high school football for the legendary Johnny Williams, and Johnny Williams said, we're going to run it until they stop it.
That's what you do. You run it till they stop it.
We're going to run it till they stop it, right? 2nd down, about 4 to go now for Florida High. That's going to be a gain of 6.
Yep, Johnny Williams, what a legend. Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome person, great coach.
Great coach. And you're right, Coach, a great person.
Great person.
Turned a lot of young men into productive men.
Yes, that's right.
Here we go. This is Michael Greaves.
Tell you what now.
He's a bowling ball there, Coach.
He's keeping it churning now.
Yeah.
You can feel that momentum building now.
He barrels his way all the way down near the 20-yard line. And I mean, he's knocking people out of the way.
Yep.
That's a great-looking run by Michael Greaves.
Ball's going to be spotted right at the 20.
On the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. And the Seminoles are in the red zone and threatening once again.
Yes, they are. About 4 minutes left in the 3rd.
All right, here we go. Christian Candidate, along with Jordan Alexander now. Twins to the far boundary. And we got a whistle. Timeout. So Coach Hickman saw something that he didn't like.
He didn't like.
And
They'd shuffled some personnel. I don't think he had what he wanted in there.
Yeah, he wanted to talk it over. And so he takes timeout. There's a break in the action. Our score, Florida High 5, Port St. Joe nothing. We'll be back after this timeout.
Of coaching her, and now her coaching with me, so it's an honor. I got to do it with both my children, so both my daughters. It's a huge honor.
All right, and any competitions coming up? How's that working, Joanna?
Next month we pick our competition squad, and then we hit full force competition practices, and our competitions will start in December. We're really excited. We have a lot of talent, so.
All right, thank you so much, ladies, and good luck for a good season.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Bryson Hill. No, they snap it directly to Mikael Young.
Sure do.
On the Wildcat. And Mikael Young fights his way forward and then he fumbles the football at the end of the play, and Port St. Joe recovers. And once again,
they dodge another bullet.
The Port St. Joe defense comes up with a big play.
They bend but don't break.
Yep.
And it's still 5-0.
Yeah, and Port St. Joe's going to take over first down and 10 at about, looks like the 15.
It's hard to see at this angle.
Yeah, we're at an angle, so yeah, it looks like maybe we're at the 14-yard line.
I think you're right. Because you look at the down marker over there, it's 10, so that's about 14.
Yeah, about the 14-yard line. Port St. Joe.
They're hanging in there now.
They're hanging in there. And look, Florida High better put them away. They'll hang along long enough and make a big play.
That's right. You hang around. All you got to get one.
All right, here we go. Sanders, he fumbles. It turns upfield. No, it's actually Aaron Paul. And they run a little wildcat that time, Coach.
They did. Sure did.
So both coaches taking a look at their wildcat plays here. And both teams fumbling.
Yep.
Luckily for Port St. Joe, though, they held on to the handle.
Yep.
And it's going to make it second down, about 8 to go for the Sharks. Port St. Joe's going to send Kendra Grant wide to the near side over here. Two-back set. Since Jasmine Thomas Jr. in motion, and Kendra Grant catches it on a nice slant and lunges forward. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down. That's a good-looking play.
Yep, they need to get it to him some more. Yeah. He's got one-on-one. The guy's playing him kind of tight.
And they're going to move the chains. That's the first down.
They're going to spot the ball at the 27-yard line.
First and 10, Port St. Joe now at their own 27-yard line with 2:58 to play in the third quarter.
Yep.
And they're trying to get some offense going, Coach.
Yep. He's a good enough receiver. I think even if that guy's up on his nose, the safety's back inside. I think if he could give him a move and get up, I think he could get one over his head.
There you go. Play action, and they give it to Aaron Paul. And Paul, well, he was trapped behind the line, and
he got out some way.
Put a move on and picks up 2, maybe 3 yards on the carry.
Yeah.
Make it second down.
Yeah, go ahead.
About 7.
Yeah, Florida High is just so sound.
Yeah,
defense. Even when they looked like he was open, he didn't gain about 2 or 3.
Yeah. Second down, about 7 to go for Port St. Joe. Aaron Paul is a little winded. He's going to take himself out to get a breather. And the Sharks trying to put something together here in the third quarter. Ethan Sanders, this time going to have a 2-back set with Jasmine Thomas. Sends a man in motion, gives to the fullback. And, boy, this is a good run right up the middle.
Yep.
And that's going to be number 22 for Port St. Joe.
That was kind of like a draw play. He handed it up in there and then stepped back like he was going to throw it.
Yeah, Kion Zaccaro. Now, Zaccaro's been making some big plays, Coach, on defense.
Yep.
But that time he gets a big run and gives Port St. Joe a first down. And now this is the closest they've been to midfield on offense all night. Boy, that's a big play and a fumble. And Florida High says they've got it.
Wow. Yeah, bringing him out and putting him on offense, I'm saying he may do that some more.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Zaccaro. And he had a small hole, but he was hit, and the ball popped out.
Yep.
And Florida High is going to recover and stop that drive and take over. Once again, good defense by the Florida High Seminoles. And so Florida High will begin first and 10. The ball resting at their own 47-yard line. Minute 24 to play in the third quarter. It's 5-0 Florida High. And Port St. Joe's threat was thwarted.
Yeah, they had a little movement going there.
Yep. Seminoles send twins to the near boundary. Will Hagler and Bryson Hill tries to dump off the screen pass, and it's Michael Greaves once again, Coach, and he's going to pick up a first down.
That was a great call. He ran the screen, sucked them in, threw it right over their head.
Yeah.
3-yard line. Couple yards short of a first down.
So they're going to mark him just short of the first down.
If you can do that enough, you can slow their rush. Yeah. That rush will slow down a little bit.
And, Coach, you can nickel and dime your way down the field.
Yes.
They're going to pick up 8 yards on that play. 2nd down and 2 to go for the Seminoles. Minute 1 to play in the third quarter.
2nd and 2.
Bryson Hill from the gun. Michael Greaves, he's been a little workhorse tonight too in the backfield. Triplets to the far boundary. They're going to give it to Greaves again. And once again, he finds a little running room.
He does.
And barrels his way forward for the first down.
He does good going outside. I'd run that joker right up the middle.
Yep.
Because that boy, he causes damage when he goes up in there.
Yep. And he can lower that shoulder, get low to the ground, and
he gets downhill fast.
Yeah. And that's a first down. So they'll move the chains. With only 32 seconds, the clock is ticking down. This may be the last play of the third quarter.
Could be.
Bryson Hill.
He's checking.
About 22 seconds left. Hill taking his time. Takes the snap. Gives it to Greaves once again. And once again, he's trapped behind the line and fights his way forward all the way to the 35-yard line. And again, just more power running from Michael Greaves.
He made something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Pick up a 6. It's a 2nd and 4.
And once again, he was going downhill up inside.
Yep. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. Florida High 5, Port St. Joe nothing. And we'll be back to the INSIGHTS Sports High School Game of the Week after this timeout. Bryson Hill gives it to Michael Greaves once again, and Michael Greaves is going to power run his way to another Florida High first down.
Outside zone play. They bring him downhill and read that in. If he gets him hooked, they go out. If he doesn't, they turn him out, and he just breaks it right up inside.
Yeah, first down, Florida High. And the ball now resting just inside the 30-yard line. And, Coach, we've got a good one next weekend when we travel to East Gadsden for East Gadsden versus Chiles.
That'll be a good one.
That's going to be a good one. Here we go, Bryson Hill under center. And this time he's going to fire for the end zone.
He's got
a man down there.
Had him.
Oh, my goodness. He may have gotten caught. That pass may have gotten caught up in the lights that time.
I think it did because he was open and hit him.
He was open. Number 9 for Port St. Joe was back there defending. But Will Hagler was open. I just think the ball may have gotten caught up in the lights.
I think it did because everything was right.
Yeah.
Ball was thrown good. He was ready for it.
Yeah.
And he's looking back at that set right there, light.
Yeah. 2nd down and 10 for Florida High. Seminoles going to go with 2 receivers or twin receivers over here to the near side. They're going to isolate Christian Candidate to the far side. And Bryson Hill is going to run the option play to Michael Greaves. And once again, he turns upfield, lowers that shoulder, and rolls forward. He's a tough runner.
Yes.
Greaves is going to pick up another 6 or 7. Going to bring up 3rd down for Florida High. With 11-10 to play in the ball game. 5-0. The Seminoles holding a baseball score lead, but they're threatening. Ball just shy of the 20-yard line, just outside the red zone. Here we go, Bryson Hill under center again. Twin receivers to the near boundary. Candidate is isolated over to the far side. And in the backfield, you guessed it, Michael Greaves.
Yep.
And Hill rolls. Going to run that option play. This time he's going to keep it.
Whoa.
And probably should have pitched it, Coach.
Probably should have. Probably should have.
Bryson was slammed to the turf, and he's going to.
They're running, you know, a formation a lot of people run. You look at it real quick, it looks just like a slot, but really it's a slot with a tight end the other side and a flanker. So really it's twins on both sides.
Right.
It's just they have the availability of a tight end with the back.
Right. And I think he wanted to pitch it, Coach,
He did.
but they had somebody sitting out there waiting on Greaves, and he decided to keep it. And, boy, he was swatted down like a fly.
He took the belly wound for the cause. That's what he did.
He took one for the team.
He took one for the team. That's exactly right.
4th down and about 2 to go now for Florida High. And Hill under center. This time he gives it to Mikael Young, spinning and turning. And, boy, he's keeping those legs moving. And he looks like did he fumble it? Yeah, he fumbled it, but looks like number 57 for Florida High pounces on it. And that's Brendan Mills who comes up with the fumble recovery, and that's going to give Florida High another 1st down.
Those teams that run the ball pretty good, you know, early in the game, it looks like not much is happening, but if they're consistent and they stay with it, at 4th quarter they start leaning on them.
Yep.
It's not real fun.
And in this humidity, boy, it starts wearing you down.
Wearing you down.
And look, when you see those guys start putting their hands on the hips, you know you got them, right?
Yeah, and when you're on the field and the defense stays on the field.
Yep. And Florida High has managed ball control all evening on offense. That's a bad, well, not a bad snap, but he didn't handle it very well.
He didn't handle it very well. And a lot of people would say, why didn't he pick it up and run it? He probably did the best thing he can do.
Right.
Because now they still have the ball.
Right. And he's going to lose some yards on the play, about 5 yards. Ball was at the 16. It was at the 20. It's going to be at least a 4-yard loss.
It's a 2nd and 15.
And it looks like Mikael Young is getting a breather. He's been a workhorse tonight, too. Here we go, Bryson Hill. Give him some credit, Coach. He has managed this game well, and
he has.
One of the things you want from your quarterback is to manage it, not turn it over.
Don't get bigger than you are.
Yeah. And there's a timeout taken by Florida High. They lead 5-0 over Port St. Joe, and we'll be back after this timeout on the INSIiGHTS High School Game of the Week.
To see here, he just had a few cramps in his calf, but trainer Walls is making sure that he's ready and good to go.
All right, thank you so much. 2nd down, about 14, and now we got another time. This time, Port St. Joe takes a timeout. And so with a break in the action and our score, 5-0 Florida High. We'll be back on the INSIiGHTS Sports High School Game of the Week after this timeout. 5-0 Florida High leading Port St. Joe. Our Brittany Christie is standing by with Florida High AD Maurice Adams.
With Maurice Adams, athletic director. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. How does it feel to be back out here on Friday nights, and what good things do you see about the football program here at Florida High?
Well, it feels great, first of all, to be out here on this Friday night, but not in this capacity. I would rather be on the field coaching them up and having fun with these guys. But it's a very exciting time, the beginning of the school year, beginning of football, so who's not happy at this time?
Absolutely. And who would you say is your favorite player to see on this football team as athletic director?
Well, believe it or not, I believe it's our kicker, Chase Allbaugh, number 13. He's a senior. He's the guy that's been with us since his freshman year on varsity level, and his nickname was Bang Bang because when he kicked the ball, it would only go maybe 20 yards. But now he's Pow Pow because he explodes through the ball, and he's touchback, 40-yard field goal. So he's the guy that really matured and processed through the program, and he's doing a great job just representing Florida High football.
All right. Well, Coach Adams, as I call him, thank you for your time, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Brittany. Florida High, Brandon Brandt for Port St. Joe actually stopped Florida High on the previous play, and then on that 3rd down play, Bryson Hill threw a pass down there, nearly picked off by number 21 for Port St. Joe. So once again, Coach, the Port St. Joe Sharks hold. Now here comes Chase Allbaugh to attempt a field goal. Snap placement, kick is on the way. It's a beautiful kick. High end over end, and it is good.
Bang, bang, got it.
He got it.
He got it.
He's pow pow now, right?
He's pow pow now. He's grown up.
And so with 7:30 to play in the ball game, Allbaugh boots another field goal, and the Florida High Seminoles expand their lead to 8-0, and we'll be back after this timeout on the Inside Sports High School Game of the Week. Coach, that was a 43-yard field goal.
Wow. Early in the year.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's ready. He's ready for this season.
Yeah, he is.
I think he might be our offensive player of the game.
He might be.
He's got 70 yards in field goals.
Wow.
I mean, 2 field goals for 70 yards.
Kick off for Florida High. Back to receive for
And
the Sharks is number
kicks it in the end zone.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. He may be our offensive player of the game. All right, Chase Allbaugh connects on a 43-yard field goal to give Florida High an 8-0 lead. And Coach, he's got 70 yards in field goals tonight.
Wow.
A 23-yarder and a 43-yarder, and gives Florida High 8-0 lead. He's probably our leading candidate for the offensive player of the game. Here we go. This is Aaron Paul, turns upfield, tries to find some running room, and he's going to be dropped at about the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. We'll see where they spot the football.
All right, let's see what Port St. Joe does here.
From their own 26-yard line.
Yep. They're only down 8-0.
I know it.
And,
they can't go for 2. It's
yep. A big play, and they're right back in this thing.
Yes.
Ethan Sanders is going all the way at quarterback tonight for Port St. Joe. And he's got Aaron Paul.
He's quite an athlete.
Yeah, he is. Aaron Paul in the backfield. They're going to run the flea flicker. Pass it downfield. His receiver slipped down and still almost made the catch. He still almost caught it. Wow, what a great play. Downfield.
Play action. Play action.
Yep. Who was number 7 for Port St. Joe? It was Austin Nobles. He slipped down, and the ball still almost hit him in his hands, and he just couldn't bring it in. Second and 10.
It was a great play fake.
Yeah.
And then the quarterback kind of shuffled back, and once they did the play fake, he just tossed it back to the quarterback, and he threw it. It was a really good play.
A really good play. And actually, had Nobles not slipped down, it could have been a big play.
It would have been a real big play.
Here we go. And Sanders this time has pressure, fires his pass intended for Kendra Grant, but it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, they had two defenders on that.
Yeah. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 now for Port St. Joe. And that's one of the things that happens, Coach, when you go into your bag of tricks on offense.
Yep.
You got to make something happen.
You do.
3rd down and 10, Port St. Joe. They trail at 8-0. It's been a defensive struggle, but a great ball game.
A great ball game. And 7 minutes left. They're both of them still in it.
Yeah. Aaron Paul and Kendra Grant wide to the near side this time for Port St. Joe. Sweep in the backfield, and we got penalty markers on the play.
Yep.
Got a legal procedure. That's going to go against Port St. Joe.
Yep, that's what I think.
Back to Sharks up 5.
5 yards. It'll make a 3rd and 15 from the Port St. Joe 21-yard line.
It'll be 3rd and 15 from the 21 for Port St. Joe.
I think I'd be trying to find number 11.
Yep.
Try to figure out a way to get him open.
3rd down and 15. Yeah, Kendra Grant has been.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, wow. They
Quick
got
screen.
There
you go.
A screen out here for Aaron Paul. And that's good tackling.
I tell you what, that's
open field tackling.
Good job of the defender coming off the block and making a tackle.
Yeah. Aaron Paul caught the pass, but we got to give some credit to the Florida High defender over there who made that tackle.
Yep, he did a great job. Because initially it looked like he might have had a crease, but those plays, you got to hit them so fast, and you got to get gone. Because if you wait, the cavalry's over the hill. They're there.
Yeah. And he had some interference out there blocking for him, but that was a great job by the Florida High defender. Oh, wow. Had pressure on the punt. This one goes straight up in the air.
Wow.
And then hits one of the officials.
Wow.
And it's going to roll dead. And then once again, Florida High is going to have tremendous field
position. They've had, which is credit to their defense, but they've had great field position all night.
All night.
Which doesn't help Port St. Joe a bit.
And we've got an officials timeout.
It's got to be a water timeout.
Yeah. 8-0, Florida High leading Port St. Joe, and the INSIGHTS Sports High School Game of the Week continues after this timeout. All right, here we go. Bryson Hill from the gun, and this time he gives it to the workhorse, Michael Greaves. He's trapped behind the line of scrimmage this time, though, and it's Cordell Clay. We'll check that. It's number 8 for Port St. Joe. Marshall Sweet, who made the tackle.
Yeah, they brought 2-3 guys upfield on this side. They had nothing over here.
Yeah. It's going to make it second down, about 15 yards to go.
Yep.
Second and 15. Loss of 5 on the play. And here we go. Seminoles with an isolated receiver over here to the near side. That's Will Hagler. He's been pretty silent tonight, but he's a good-looking prospect. Woo! And look at Michael Greaves once again. Wow. Rolling through that defense for another first down. That's a 16, 17-yard run, Coach.
And it was a clean hole there.
Yeah.
Clean.
And Michael Greaves may be pushing close to 100 yards rushing if he hasn't gone over it.
He's got to be up there.
He's been a workhorse. He might have to give co-players of the game.
Yeah.
Michael Greaves and Chase Allbaugh. First and 10, Florida High. Ball's resting.
Got 3 up top.
Right at the 30-yard line. Going to throw the inside screen, and he dropped the pass. Christian Candidate had it. It was right there, Coach.
It was a good call. In my experience, when you run that quick screen, that's one of the hardest ones to catch. Because that receiver takes 3 steps outside, spins, and comes back.
Right.
And the angle of the ball coming in there, he's coming toward the ball.
Yeah.
So it hits with more impact.
So it's going to bring up second down and 10 for Florida High. Hagler, once again, is going to be flanked wide over here to the near side. And he's isolated. Got him 2 ends to the far side. They give it to Greaves once again.
Yeah.
At this time, he bangs his way right in the middle. And, boy, I got to tell you, Coach, the interior of the Port St. Joe defensive line is probably tired of seeing him coming.
They're very tired. And they've been out there a long time, too.
Yeah, the offense hasn't helped them out too much.
No, not much.
Bring up third down. And about 7 to go. Ball's resting inside the 30 at about the 26-yard line. Third down and 7 to go with 4:06 to play in the ball game. And Bryson Hill again from the gun. This time he gives it to Mikael Young, and he's back in the ball game. Got his breather, and he's going to churn his way straight ahead for a first down.
They roll those guys in fresh like that late in the game against a leg-weary defense.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
It's a first down for Florida High. 3:51 to play in the ball game, and once again, the Seminoles are inside the red zone and threatening. Bryson Hill from the gun. Mikel Young now in the backfield. Going to give Michael Greaves a breather. And they give it to Mikel Young, and he tries to turn it back inside, but he's met there by Keon Zaccaro, who's had a pretty good ball game here tonight, both offensively, and he did fumble at one time on offense, but he did. He's played a great game for Port St. Joe. It's going to bring up second down, about 8 to go for Florida High. Yep, 3:06 to play.
Port St. Joe, now you can't say enough about how hard they battled.
Yeah.
They have battled really hard.
And, Coach, they've been in the ball game the whole game.
They've been in it the whole game. And late in the game, it's still just 8-0.
Right.
And they're still battling.
2nd and 9.
Second down. They're going to call it 9 yards to go. Looks about 8, but they give it to Mikel Young once again. And he churns his way straight ahead, and he's stopped once again by Keon Zaccaro.
Just right at the 10-yard line on Mikel Young's carry. They're going to spot the marker just short of the first down. Looks like it's going to be a 3rd and a yard.
Yeah, it's going to be ball is going to be 3rd down, about a yard to go. Ball spotted at the 10, and they need to get to the 9 for the first down. And 2:16 to play here in the fourth quarter. Bryson Hill gives it to Mikel Young once again, and Mikel Young is in. Touchdown.
Mikel Young for the Florida High touchdown. A 10-yard carry into the end zone for number 12.
They did what they needed to do. They ran it. They burned the clock up.
10-yard keeper.
And scored.
2 minutes to go in the game. Your score: Florida High 14, Port St. Joe nothing. Into attempt the extra point.
Well, and Coach, it goes back to what you were saying about those legs being weary for Port St. Joe.
They get weary.
And let's give some credit to the Florida High offensive line.
Absolutely,
too.
absolutely.
They've done a great job tonight. We'll call out their names here after the extra point attempt. They've done a great job for Michael Greaves and Mikel Young. Kick is on the way, and it's good. Chase Allbaugh has 7 points on the night.
Wow.
He's the leading scorer for Florida High tonight. 15-8 is our score, and real quickly, it's Hunter Hanstein, Brendan Mills, Christian Patterson, Lawson Tappan, Jolin Gilly, and tight end Kyle Prater, who've been leading the way, opening those holes for those outstanding running backs for Florida High.
They've been doing a great job.
15-0 our score. Florida High leading Port St. Joe with only 2 minutes left to play. It's been a great ball game. Be kind of good to see if Port St. Joe in these last 2 minutes could try to make something happen.
Get something happen.
Kicking off for Florida High is our great kicker, number 13, Chase Allbaugh.
Here, the Port St. Joe coaches are definitely keeping their players encouraged, telling them to stick together and go ahead and finish out the game strong.
All right, thank you, Brittany.
Number 8, Marshall Sweet, and number 34.
Florida High just broke it open.
Yeah, they did.
That big run by Mikel Young to make it 15-0. Chase Allbaugh again has scored 7 points on the night. He's the leading scorer for Florida High. 2 field goals and an extra point. And here's Aaron Paul. He's gonna
can't come out.
Yeah, he thought about it, and then he said, "No, I can't go.
I can't go." He stepped in. He stepped back in there.
Yeah. So they'll take it over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. There's timeout here on the field at Mike Hickman Stadium. And we'll take time out on the INSIGHTS Sports High School Game of the Week. 15-0 Florida High. We'll be back after this time. Joe, this time.
Ball carrier for Port St. Joe is number 4,
Jasmine Thomas Jr. is the ball carrier. He's going to pick up a 2, maybe 3 yards on the play. He's going to bring up second down. We'll call it 8 to go. Gain of 2. Minute 34 to play in the ball game. And the Sharks sent Aaron Paul this time. He's been a workhorse tonight for them. He's going to be the slot receiver on the near side. Now he's going to line up sort of a wing back. Double wings as Thomas comes in motion. And they give it to Thomas. He tries to turn the corner. And Thomas is going to be bumped near the sideline.
Can't tell where they spotted.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see.
It's hard to get east and west and get outside on Florida High.
Yeah.
They're so sound out there with their secondary.
And, Coach, they're strong in the middle, and they've got good speed.
Yeah, they do. They do. They look pretty sound all over on defense. Yeah.
They'll bring up third down, about 5 to go for Port St. Joe. Only 39 seconds remaining in this one. And, boy, we've got movement along the offensive line of scrimmage.
Yep. I think that's on
Jake Patterson, number 73. Looks like he jumped.
Yep.
33.4 seconds remaining. Florida High with a 15-0 lead. Gonna bring up third down, about 10 to go now. After the infraction is assessed. And we got a new quarterback in now for Port St. Joe. Trying to get some of the younger players in. Boy, we got a great run here. Oh, wow, nice move by Zaccaro.
He's good.
And, boy, he's going to take it all the way down to the 47-yard line of Florida High. Unfortunately, there's only 5.7 seconds remaining.
I know he's not, see.
He's listed on the defensive side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's one of those.
Keon Zaccaro, yeah.
That's one of those things as a coach. You say, you know, he does play defense, but
we got to find a way to get him the ball.
We got to get him the ball on offense. You see, that guy's talented.
Yeah. And that's the end of the ball game tonight from Mike Hickman Stadium on the campus of the Florida State University School. Florida High 15 and Port St. Joe nothing. Coach, it was a great ball game.
It was.
We'll recap the scoring real quick. Florida High got on the board first with a safety against Port St. Joe. And then Chase Allbaugh kicked a 27-yard field goal to make it 5-0.
Wow.
Stood like that until the fourth quarter.
Had us a baseball game going.
Yeah, and then in the fourth quarter at 7:30, Allbaugh hit a 43-yard field goal, made it 8-0.
Wow.
And then with only 2 minutes left in the game, Mikel Young scored on a 10-yard run. Allbaugh kicked the extra point, and it's 15-0, and that's the final. We'll be back with more of our post-game wrap-up after this timeout on the INSIGHTS Sports High School Game of the Week. All right, welcome back to the INSIGHTS Sports High School Game of the Week. Florida High, a 15-0 winner over Port St. Joe tonight, and our Brittany Christie is standing by with the star of the game, Mikel Young.
All right, yes, I'm here with Mikel Young. Mikel, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. We just got a big win, and one of my coaches, I think they told me that just me and Mike alone at running back, we have 350 rushing yards together.
Oh, wow. Very good, very good. Wow. You had the 10-yard run at the end of the game. Tell me, what did you see to make sure that you could execute a touchdown at that moment?
Well, my line, they've been pancaking people all night, and they've been making big holes. And I knew the safety dropped down on the right side, so if I could get to the second level, I would score.
How important would you say it is to make sure that your team works together to ensure a win like this?
We didn't come out the way we wanted to in the spring, and we had a sour taste in our mouth ever since. And we came back this summer, and we said if we want to get to where we want to be, we got to work. And really nobody believed in us except us, the people that we had in that weight room this summer. And we came out, competed in two-a-days fall camp, and we just came out, and this is the results that we got from it.
Absolutely. And how would you say your level of preparation has been for you and yourself and the team for the spring coming into your first game here? Our
coaches take nothing but perfection in practice. Coach Wilson has been getting all the running backs right. And all the coaches, yeah, they take nothing but perfection. And, yeah, they've just been getting us ready for this moment, and that's the results we got.
All right, Mikel, thank you for your time, and have a good night.
You too.
All right, Mikel Brittany's standing by with the running backs coach, and the running backs for Florida High tonight just had a phenomenal night, Coach. We didn't have the numbers, but over 350 yards rushing between Michael Greaves and Mikel Young. That's outstanding.
Yes, they're very outstanding.
And, Coach, I think we can both agree that Chase Allbaugh and Michael Greaves, and now I guess Mikel Young, because he scored the touchdown,
yeah, right. He scored
are our three
offensive
players of the game.
Absolutely.
It's a big night.
And that kicker is going to be good to him. Anytime they get close, they're going to get 3 points.
All right, Coach. I enjoyed broadcasting the game with you tonight on our first Inside Sports
That's awesome.
high school game of the week. And we'll look forward to next week when we travel to Quincy for East Gadsden versus Chiles High School. And we hope you'll come along with us on Inside Sports High School Game of the Week.